Hi, I am Jacqueline, the Self Love Diva, and in today's video, we're going to discuss setting boundaries. This is really important for everybody to have boundaries, but especially important for you to set boundaries if you're a highly sensitive person, you're very empathetic, you have attachment issues, codependency issues. It's important for everybody, but especially for those people. So here we go. And I totally understand where you're coming from because I see myself as a very highly sensitive person, very empathetic. So I was able to set boundaries, and so can you. And I'm going to show you how. Three simple steps I created for you to do it. And it's all about C's. So the first step is create clear boundaries. We often have people in our lives that we feel, and it depends on how we feel. It's about how our feelings, not about what other people think, but it's our feelings. We feel they may be taking advantage. We don't feel good. We say yes, yes, yes. People please us because we want it to be feel loved, or we want to feel appreciated or validated. Or sometimes we just keep feeling that we're giving and we're not receiving enough, we're being taken advantage of. And that's when we have to set clear boundaries. And what you do is you decide what the boundary is, and then what you do is you set the boundary and you establish the why. Why is it so important for you to have this boundary met? And the reason why we're doing the why and really get leverage on the why is because when we go to step two. But first, back to step one. What we do is when we feel that we're being taken advantage of, we want to set boundaries, we set the boundary, and we establish lots of leverage with why this is important to us. For example, my business partner, George, very, very impatient person. And he's always contacting me and calling me and calling me. To me, my gym time is precious. It's my Zen time. I'm in the zone. I love it. I socialize. I work out. That's like my me time, my private time. And he knows this, but still, he keeps calling and calling and calling, and he hangs up and calls again and calls again and calls again until finally I answer the phone. So this will affect my workout. It would get me frustrated, angry. I feel resentful. It's like my only time. Just give me my time. So I needed to set a boundary. So what I established, my clear boundary was weekdays from 5 to 7 when I'm at the gym. Do not call me unless the catastrophe and the business is on fire or life and death. Do not call me. That was my boundary. I established a why, which is why it's so important to me. And then the next step, number two, is communicate. This is where we clearly communicate our new boundary. We do it in a straightforward, empowering manner. No guilt, no shame, no anything. When we communicate, there is no way that we're going to either be confrontational or be in anger or be upset or shame or blame or anything. Because remember, we teach people how to treat us. So if they're treating us a certain way, it's because we have accepted it. We have taught them that it's okay by our reaction and our actions. So we communicate. For instance, with George, I communicate. I go, George, I want to apologize to you because in the past, I have given you the impression that it's okay for you to step on my boundaries. And it wasn't because I clearly communicate my boundaries. And I now have a new boundary, which is from 5 to 7, when I'm at the gym, unless a catastrophe, please do not call me. And I know how important this relationship is to you and I, and how you know how important it is for me to work out and to recharge my batteries. That way, I have even more to give. So it's very important to me that from 5 to 7, Monday to Friday, unless the business is on fire, do not call me. That's my zone time, my send time. And I know how respectful you are, and I know you care about me, and I know that you will honor my boundaries and respect my boundaries. And again, I apologize for never saying that my boundary or establishing it, but now I am, and I know that you will be respectful of it, and I thank you. That's it. So you express your why, you express your communication clearly, your new boundary, and then now if there's any pushback or anything else, you go to step number three. Step number three is CC. You commit to compliance. So if you get tested or anything else, you have to stick to committing to making sure that everybody complies with your new boundaries. For instance, if you have a child and the child keeps yelling, mommy, 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 I want candy, mommy, 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 I want candy, mommy, mommy, I want candy, and finally the kid wears you down and you're like, okay, here, just take the candy, leave me alone. So now you're teaching the child that if they keep pushing back or begging or pleading or confrontation or whatever it is, that you'll just fold and you just let it happen, you just give in, then you're teaching that person, in this case a child, in this case my business partner, you're teaching this person that it's okay that you will fold. So that way they'll keep testing and pushing boundaries. You cannot do that. You have to stay committed to compliance. So that's where you stay committed to making sure you enforce the way your boundaries are and then enforce the boundaries are. Anyway, so what you do is you go back to step one. You go back to your clear boundary. Then you communicate. Step two, you communicate. In this case, you re-communicate to the person your boundary. And step three, it's a cycle, 1, 2, 3. Then step three, you go back into making sure it's committed to and compliant and you stick to it. Do not fold, do not give in, just stick to it. It takes a little bit of time because remember, it's a new relationship, new dynamics in the relationship. They're not used to it, you're not used to it, they're not used to it, trying to test your boundaries and you push back, can't give in. It's like a child. You give in, you're messed up. I didn't want to say the F word, but you know what I mean. So anyway, so if they test your boundaries, you go back to remembering the clear boundary. Why you establish that boundary, then you communicate. In this case, re-communicate and stay committed to compliance. Do not give in. I know you got this. I know that because what I want for you is to have an extraordinary life worth living and celebrating. I know you got this. Love you. Bye. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please give a thumbs up, like, share, and comment. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so now. Also, below is a link to my free ebook. You could grab it, it's free, and it has extraordinary exercises and tidbits and strategies to transform your life from ordinary to extraordinary. A life worth living and celebrating, and that's what I want for every one of you. So grab the book now. Love and kisses. Till next time. Bye.